Hello and welcome to Towards a Better India. Now, there have been these recent spurt in rape incidents in India involving foreigners, wherein just a couple of days back you had a Swiss tourist who was raped in the state called Madhya Pradesh, and just today we had a British tourist in Agra who had to jump out of a hotel window because apparently a hotel staff, perhaps a manager, was actually attempting to rape her. These incidents have stirred up debates online wherein there seems to be a consensus that India is not a safe place for women in particular. I, as an Indian, particularly don't agree with this notion. I feel that India is still a very, very safe destination. Yes, there are these bad apples. Yes, there are these bad elements which have somehow, appeared more vigorously. I just feel that as far as reporting is concerned, probably that has gone up a little bit. But as far as rape is concerned, yes, it's a sad truth that we have to deal with. I feel that, more than the foreigners per se, it is the hapless Indian women themselves who have to face these rapists, these molesters, these we use a term here called eve teasing. So these eve teasers, they have to deal with them day in and day out. It's as bad an ordeal for Indian women as it is for foreign women. So having said that, I really, in my honest and sincerest opinion, I would say that don't have this notion that India is it is an unsafe destination. India is a place which you probably should not visit. I feel that majority by far of India, the male population is still very decent and very respectful towards all women, whether Indian women or foreign women. These things happen. I feel that the Indian administration has still taken a more relatively spineless approach towards the problem, because preventive measures are still not at least being seen. We need to have very strong deterrence, very strong punishments. Once we see some really strong punishments, including the prospect of capital punishment, I feel that then there'll be a very strong message which will go out, together with, I feel, that social campaigns, some sort of social awareness with regard to respecting women. See, in North India in particular suffers from extremely poor gender ratio, and that's the reason North and say Central India in particular, high population regions of say Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, these are all parts of India where the male population is significantly higher, and it's the worst in North India. Delhi, Haryana, these states, Punjab, they suffer from a situation where the male population is extremely high as compared to the female population. There's a major ratio imbalance. So these are places where probably the vulnerability is a little higher. The south, the east, and to some extent the west, I would say, are still relatively better. But again, these generalizations don't work. You can be unsafe and you can be safe just about anywhere. In conclusion, I would say that please, if you're visiting India, or if you're an Indian woman, retain your common sense, and that is something which you anyway don't lose anywhere in the world. You take a country like say the US or the UK, you're also vulnerable there, say in dark, desolate places at very odd hours of the night. So basic common sense you must retain. Anytime you feel that you're vulnerable, try and at least have company with you which you trust, as much as possible. Perhaps especially say in the night or whenever it is possible, try not to be alone. I think these are some basic common sense initiatives that need to be taken, not just in India but anywhere in the world. So in conclusion, I would say that don't have this notion that India per se is unsafe and now India is a country which you don't need to visit. There's so much to see, so much to experience. I think India remains one of the foremost destinations in the world as far as tourist attractions are concerned. So I would say that don't give out this message. See, compare these rapists with terrorists. Terrorists have this suppose a bomb explodes where say 5 or 10 people die. Their aim is not as much to just kill those 5-10 people, because imagine the amount of planning and everything has gone into it. They would probably like to see maximum bang for their buck, so to say. They would probably like to see hundreds of people dying. But those 5-10 people which are killed probably result in a what is called fear mongering. So if you start come with this attitude or have this attitude that no, India is not safe, so I should not go there, you are succeeding in this sort of fear mongering which these rapists are also probably trying to instill in women. So don't encourage that. Feel free. Again, I would say retain your common sense. Don't do probably the wrong things at the wrong time. And whenever you're vulnerable, try and have some sort of defense, say in the ideally in the form of male company with you. Avoid dark places, avoid neighborhoods which you probably know are not all that safe, because it's a big country and there are various parts of it which probably are not safe at certain times. So you need to be aware of things a little more, do your homework. But by and large, I would still say in conclusion that India remains a safe country. And don't have this notion that India has suddenly become extremely unsafe for women. Thank you.